It has been a hot topic, and it seems to be a topic of discussion, talking about retirement and the changing views and the changing reality for so many people. Joining us from Sun Life Financial, one of their advisors, Patrick Fitzgerald. Great to have you here on the show.
Thanks for having me back.
And a lot of this discussion is coming because there's been a 5-year study, and the results finally out, and Sun Life kind of saying this is the reality we are facing right now. Kind of scary.
It is. It's. I think it's a great thing that we're doing here with respect to going out to Canadians and figuring out what retirement looks like for them, where they are in terms of their positioning, and how that looks. So this Unretirement Index study is a great foundation for how the game has changed, candidly.
The numbers are I want to say impressive, just in terms of the way that they have changed. The landscape has changed in terms of how many people expect to be retired. There's no more Freedom 55. That's been long gone. But the numbers as to how many are working, aren't working, and will consider working part-time.
And it's changed completely there. You're 100% correct. Dating back 5 years ago when this study started in 2008, essentially during the financial crisis, push that now forward 5 years. Only a third of Canadians are expecting to retire at the age of 66, so standard retirement age. That's actually changed by a 50% figure. So going from 51% in 2008 expecting to retire at 66 down to 27%. Huge change in terms of the game.
Now, granted, we are healthier at this stage of life, hopefully,
Right.
but retirement, no longer talking 66, but you likely could live another 15, 20 years, hopefully as healthy as possible. So what then happens with the amount of money or what you're able to save, and then trying to make it last that much longer?
That's another key component. Clients, Canadians, are concerned about the longevity of their capital for a lot of reasons. You touched on healthcare risk, so healthcare risk is definitely one. We're leading longer lives, not necessarily healthier lives throughout, so that's certainly a key component of risk. Interest rate risk, so we aren't getting necessarily, if we're saving money into retirement or we're generating money into retirement, our interest rate is not in a high environment anymore, so that's a concern to a lot of Canadians. And the fact that they could withdraw a lot of their capital or outlive it.
What is our best attitude then going forward? Is it someone of my generation? Is it right now my parents right now who are kind of at that, trying to say, can we do it yet? Where should our attitude be, or how do we train ourselves to rethink things then?
Right. I think a key component to that is really a couple things. One is working with a professional advisor to actually sit down, review your situation, review your goals, and establish a plan. Hopefully establish one on paper so that you have a blueprint moving forward. What your goals are, what your needs are, and how that looks for you.
So should we be starting backwards? Here's where we need to, this is what we need in the pot, and then move yourself backwards from there?
Right, and I think that's a good point, because a financial plan is always looking backwards and forwards. So you should be looking at where you came from, where you are, and where you're going, and having a look at that total picture in terms of generating an appropriate plan for your needs.
The only thing is, at least you're not alone in this, it seems.
Most definitely, and I think that Canadians are placing a very high priority in terms of their debt reduction. That's number one on their bucket list right now in terms of financial priorities, in terms of what they're wanting to accomplish. So they're very diligent about savings, debt reduction, things of that nature. So really complementing that with a financial advisor to be working with to get an appropriate plan would be well suited.
Interesting that Canadians' attitudes right there, that you mention it though, is debt reduction first. That's the way we think on a larger scale for the wonderful Canadian culture that we have. Interesting numbers, and of course I think the best thing is to talk to an advisor. Sun Life having done a great job in terms of the last 5 years really monitoring the situation. You can find more information as well on their website, sunlife.ca. Pleasure to have you back on the show.
Thanks very much, Leanne.
Good luck to all of you. It's a tough topic when we're trying to think about how we can possibly put it all together at the end of the day.